Hey, all happy Monday. We're ready to start a brand new week in a brand new month of February.
Oh, that's
Pretty
right.
cold here. It's been rainy. It's been weird.
It's been amazing weather.
No. It's been, it could be in the 40s here, but rain. It rained the whole day pretty much the other day.
Spectacular.
We had some days of severe cold for a while there.
It's like negative
-0.
20.
It was awful.
It's rough, man.
We're all over the gamut. And we did have a few couple nice days too where it was kind of sunny and chilly and
Which I don't like, but
I don't mind that at all.
I don't like the sun.
Oh, get out of here. Yeah, I don't mind sunny, a little chilly, it's around here too is the wind.
The wind will get you.
That wind gets cranking off that leg, man. You feel it in your bones, especially when you get older.
And you know where it's windy? In Havana.
I don't know.
Heck of a segue. I don't even know where Havana is. But that's what we're reviewing today. I'm faking it till I make it.
You're going for it.
Yep, I am.
I will say, Trenton, there has been a lot of hubbub and a lot of talk about this particular release from Penelope, the Havana.
Dude, Penelope's releases have been getting me excited. And I just saw today that they're coming out with some kind of cigar batch thing.
Really?
I believe this year. Somebody sent me the label.
Good for them. Thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
That's what we need right now. We need a little bit of thinking outside the box from these guys.
And their prices are usually really solid.
This one here in particular is anywhere between $70 and $80, I'm guessing. My good friend John. John, thank you so much for sending me this bottle. I certainly appreciate it. He reached out and just said, hey, do you have one? And we do not.
That was very nice. Thank you.
Who knows when we'll see it in this area? I don't know.
Yeah.
So thank you, John, for helping me with this bottle. And from now on, guys, what I'm doing is writing in felt marker there in the back label. Who gives me things? That way I can always
I love that.
I'm not going to remember. I'm just
I struggle.
And that's hard. But every time I pick up this bottle, I want to think of that person that helped me out and sent me this bottle. So thank you, John, for that. He paid around the $72 range, Trenton, for his bottle. And I think he saw up in our area, it's going to be closer to 80 when it gets here. So somewhere between 70 and 80 bucks. I don't know what the age of this particular bourbon is, but it's finished in rum casks and maple syrup. Maple.
Maple?
Maple.
Maple. What does it say on here?
Yeah, why am I getting tongue-tied on that?
Finished in maple syrup and rum barrels.
Yeah, so
double
it is
cask finish.
For some reason, I didn't think syrup belonged in that phrase, maple syrup.
I just had chicken and waffles. Shout out to Blockhead. Valparaiso, very good place. 93 proof. So on the lower end, it says batch 1, so I'm curious if they're going to be doing a couple different batches of this. But
I've heard good things.
I'll say, going into this, I don't think we've had a rum-finished bourbon that we really care for too much.
Oh.
And I'll say, too, I think Penelope really did a solid job with their Rio finish. It was a double cask. It was the Amburana and the honey. So they're kind of, this feels like a similar vibe to me, but with the maple syrup and rum. I'd be curious on how they landed on that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's going to be great. My memory, it serves me, it's 93 proof.
We have had a couple, well, actually, it might only be one rum finish that we liked, and it was in a rye, and it was the Prideful Goat.
Rum finishes in a rye, I'm a little more susceptible to like them.
Yeah.
Then that's true. And for whatever reasons, most rum finishes in bourbon, not a huge fan.
I feel like the sweetness from the rum just gets like, it melds. Like the rum with the rye helps because that rye has like a little bit of a backbone to kind of punch through that sweetness a little bit. So I feel like usually bourbon finished or rum finished bourbons are usually a little bit too
sweet on sweet.
Yeah, sweet on sweet. Yeah. So sweet on sweet
sense.
plus a maple finish. I'm curious.
Yeah. Well, that is true. We'll see.
Now it smells incredible.
Well, it's sweet. It's definitely sweet on the aromas right off the bat. Definitely getting some of that real nice, dark, rich maple syrup. I mean, it's dark, it's rich.
It's not super sugary though. Like smell like how you would maybe anticipate like a log cabin maple syrup. Mm-hmm. This seems like real Canadian maple syrup that you just tap right out.
Rich type syrup, maple note going on in here. Plus, I'm really liking the brown sugar that's coming out through the bourbon. Just in the aromas, and I'll have to parallel that on the taste as well. But for the aromas, for me, I can still pick up on the goodness of the bourbon that's in here, which is good because when you double finish a product, it seems to me you have to really stay on top of that so that you won't wash out the goodness of the whiskey. But on the aromas, it sure seems like that didn't happen.
I'm going to show my ignorance here, which is not a thing that I'm shy of doing. I don't know where Havana is. So I don't know if like
Cuba.
Havana. Oh, is it? So this is like probably finished in Cuban rum barrels then? I didn't see anything about like the type of rum that it was finished in.
I didn't either. I didn't look it up.
Because I'm not getting like a funk. I really like Jamaican rums because they lean on the funky side. I'm not getting any of that funkiness to it. I'm not getting anything. I'm not really getting a whole lot of rum influence on the nose.
Yeah.
But I also don't drink a ton of Cuban rums.
I don't drink a ton of rum finished products to begin with, only a few. To me, I think the rum is elevating a little bit of the sweetness on the aromas, and I'm primarily getting that rich maple note along with some brown sugar and some really nice bourbon notes.
Well, I might have just shot myself in the foot, because I'm getting a little bit of this like funky, grassy type of a thing that might be the rum, but I can't say for sure because I don't really know what I'm looking at.
That's a good thing though.
Yeah.
Right? That's a good thing.
Here we go. Holy maple.
Wow.
That is not shy on the maple at all.
That's not shy of flavor.
Holy cow. That maple's right up in your noggin. That's front and center maple right there.
That's somebody who has a sweet tooth. That's the one.
This is a dessert pour right here, if I've ever had one. It reminds me a lot of their why is this escaping? The Rio. And I think I do get a little bit of the rum in there, and I think it works pretty well.
And what I am liking the most about it is the fact that rum still on the palate for me is just kind of elevating that sweetness a little bit. The tiny bit of the funk you get from some rum, but then primarily the sweetness is coming from that maple syrup finish, that maple barrel. And then the bourbon's there too. I don't know what bourbon they used in this or what the age is on that. Yeah. I'm sure it wasn't high age bourbon because, why would you do that and finish it in two different barrels? But I'm still getting some nice brown sugar notes and a few notes like that on the bourbon as well. But this is primarily a dessert pour. Trenton's right on the money there.
This is like Cooper. Oh, this is part of their Cooper series. Mm-hmm. This is right in line with their Rio. I like this more than the Rio. I'll say that.
I do too.
Yeah. The Rio was a little too sweet.
And I'm coming to the point now where I don't go back to it hardly at all because I'm just wearing so thin of the Amburana.
Yeah, yeah.
And that Rio has the Amburana in it. But I thought it was great when I first had it. I really did. The Rio. But I am with Trent. I like this too. It's a little richer, a little darker. It still is very sweet.
It's not like viscous like a syrup. It's pretty velvety. Mm-hmm. And I feel like first sip you get some really nice maple flavors, and it kind of dies down just a little bit, and that rum kind of comes in with like this supporting role, and then it's a little bit like bourbony sweet on the end.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's lovely. I mean, just lovely.
I would say this is my favorite rum finish bourbon by far, but sure. That might not be so fair because it's also got that maple influence.
It really wouldn't be fair, but it's still fair for you to say this is my favorite, rum finished bourbon. For me, Trent, you pour this over a block of ice. That's an old fashioned in a glass. I mean, you have to do nothing with it.
Dude, that's true.
No sweeteners, no nothing. You put it over a little ice. It's like boom, best old fashioned you probably will make.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This is incredible. My only knock, and it's just palate preference for me, is just a little too sweet. I think a lot of people that try this are going to like it. I think the kind of complexity of this and how many directions it goes throughout the sip, fantastic. I wouldn't mind seeing this at like 100, 105 proof, maybe help dial down the sweetness, but I get it also if you're doing a maple finish, you want to get the maple. Like you want that to be a prominent flavor in there. Definite dessert pour. I love it. It's fantastic. I wouldn't say this is something that I'm going to go to all the time as like a daily sipper or anything like that. It's just a little too sweet for me. Yeah. But it's really good.
Yeah, well, I will echo that statement, and I will add a couple things to that, Trent. For me, I stand by everything that Trent said. It is a 100% dessert pour. I am way more in favor of that than he is. And that's in general life too, because there's not a piece of cake I wouldn't probably turn down, to tell you the truth. And Trent can turn down about every piece of cake he runs across.
No, you put candy in front of me? Nah.
But still, I'm talking about bakery goods in general. You're just not much of a...
If it's a cookie...
piece of pie, a piece of cake,
If it's a cookie, I'm down. Pies, cakes, cupcakes, tarts, that kind of thing.
Unfortunately, I like them all. So I'm all in favor of the whole dessert thing. I love it. I really do. Probably more than you do because of that factor. But again, I will echo what Trenton said on that too. It's not something that I would pull off the shelf on a continual basis because it's a little sweet. Every once in a while, if I'm really in the mood for something sweet, that is 100% the ticket. I will also say and follow up with, I believe that this is well worth that 70 to 80 price tag.
$100.
We always like to include that somewhere
100%.
in the video just to see what our consensus is on what they're charging for that particular bottle of bourbon. And this one, for me, I think is a great addition to your collection for the reasons we just spoke, and for a pretty good price tag for what you're getting.
So far, we got the Penelope Weeded. It was $40.
Yeah.
That we reviewed last month.
Yeah.
We got this. They got a couple other things coming out, a few of which I can't say out loud. I was told that I was told, please don't. And I'm happy to. Then I'm definitely not going to. But this
I don't even know what they are.
This is a really solid pour. If you like desserty pours, I just don't like desserty pours too much. I will go for it.
That's Trent's personality, though, guys. I mean, that's what he is in life in general. He doesn't really reach for ho-hos and things like I do at gas stations either.
Now, if for some miracle Penelope's watching this, or somebody affiliated with the brand or whatever, I wouldn't mind to see this just a little bit higher of a proof. I'm not saying go full hazmat, go anything, but just to kind of help it be less of a full dessert pour and something that you could have a little more often. I would say 100 to 105 proof would be a nice balance.
I will be on the other side of that fence and say
180?
I like it just where it's at because I want that dessert pour once in a while.
Hey, that's fair. Yeah,
and I would prefer it to be right where it's at. It's super smooth. It doesn't burn at all. Am I right, Trent? At all. It's really desserty. It's really got some rich, kind of darker flavors. The bourbon goodness is still there too. It's a fantastic sweet pour when you're in the mood for it.
I also might go out on a limb and say that this is the best maple finish I've ever had. Even though there is rum in it. It's better than Decadence. It's better than any Starlight maple I've had. It's better than the Sagamore maple that I've had. I'm trying to think of some other maple finishes.
I've got an old line American single malt maple finish.
Can I have that?
I doubt it. Probably not yet.
But this is up there.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. And I think it's primarily because of the addition of that rum. Whatever they did with that rum, whoever was in charge or the group that was in charge, they dialed that in incredibly well. The balance of both finishes. Great job on that. Great job.
Excuse me. Jeez. You guys should definitely do a 10-year Penelope rye finished in a Jamaican rum. I think that would be fantastic.
Wow.
Cast strength. Oh, I mean, hire me for PR on that one. I'll stand outside with a sign at any corner.
Go sandwich sign on you?
Heck yeah. I'll be flipping the arrow and stuff, getting people to go and file their taxes, or the Liberty tax filing place or whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be great. But yeah, I'm excited to see how their cigar stuff comes out and anything else that they got coming out this year.
Well, I kind of figured this would be good, just bringing all the talk I've heard about it, but this exceeds even what I was expecting. That's first taste for me. First taste. Thanks again, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really appreciate your generosity and your kindness here. This is a fantastic addition to the bar down here.
This exceeded my expectations, I'll say that, especially for the price.
Wonderful. All right, guys, that's all we got for you today. Thanks so much for watching. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. We'll see you next time right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.